Imagine a world where you could pay $500 to come back to life. Human worth has plummeted and the rich cannot die no matter what. Excess wealth is bubbling up like a soon-to-burst volcano. And in this metaphor, you're the magma that'll burn them all. In my opinion, Cruelty Squad is one of the best games, being one of the really cool things to come from Ville Kallio's mind. Yes, I do know Psycho Patrol R is out, but I haven't beat it yet, and I'm pretty sure it's unfinished. Though I will make a video on it once I have beaten it. What I have played of it though, it is very fun. For anyone who doesn't know what Cruelty Squad is, I'd personally describe it as a semi-futuristic life simulator that commentates on the state of the overall world politically and economically. And also there's a stock market. Also, a lot of the mechanics are reminiscent of the early Rainbow Six games. Like, seriously, if you change some of the textures in the original Rainbow Six, I think it's a SWAT game by Mr. Kallio. But if we're being honest, the sentiment held by many that this game's mechanics are complicated is far from true. Cruelty Squad is overwhelmingly simple once you get the hang of it. Like, I do this shit for the love of the game. I mean, I personally find the gameplay to be super fun and enjoyable, and in most games these days, it's kind of just second nature to press Z to crouch. Also, the leaning bullet spread mechanic is super cool. Let's see, have I ran out of stuff to talk about yet? I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard to run that stuff. Oh yeah, the implants. The implants in Cruelty Squad are optional attachments to your own body. Yet a lot of the implants come with a downside, like speed debuffs in the higher armor levels, or armor debuffs in the higher speed boost levels. Personally, I like to run the Gripendix, bouncy suit, composite helmet, and the level 3 speed boost. It's pretty good for like speedrunning levels, which I've done to an insane degree. There's also a lot of other cool mechanics in this game, like as I mentioned before, a simulated realistic stock market. Like, one great example of it being realistic is after killing a politician who protests the great empire of eternal government control over the state, the stock market skyrockets. I also forgot to mention this before, but there are 3 different difficulties in Cruelty Squad. Divine Light is the default difficulty of the game, having enemies deal full damage and you being able to get it back through doors, the little orb things, and different other ways. I usually play on that difficulty or Hope Eradicated, so yeah. If you die once while you're on Divine Light, you'll get put on to being a Flesh Automaton. Once you're on this, enemies will deal half the damage they normally do to the player, and you can't really gain this difficulty in any sort of way, like there's no doors or orbs. But if you die 4 times while on the same level, you'll get lowered down to Power and Misery. This is the easiest difficulty in the game, and you're basically just a flesh monkey, and you also can regenerate your body by eating people. It's probably the difficulty that most new players are going to end up on for most of the game. Unfortunately, enemies will end up dealing half damage like Flesh Automaton, and as I mentioned before, the player can consume corpses, but it only really restores 1 health, so it's kind of useless to be honest with you. Hope Eradicated is supposedly the secret hardest difficulty in the game, with enemies dealing full damage, extra targets being added to levels, and extra harder enemies being added to normal levels. You can get it in different shrines, that's really the only way to get it. It's also how you unlock the second ending, and I'm pretty sure it connects to, I think, possibly the third ending. I could be wrong, though. Oh, also, another way to make money, fishing. Fishing is a real man's way of making money. Only true alpha males fish for their money. Also, you can make $1 million from it. Yeah, there's a fish called a Wheel of Fortune. Very rare, only spawns in the casino. kinda since I sort of mentioned it before, I'll do a section for the endings. For the first ending, which is usually everyone's first, you'll beat all the base game levels, beat Abraxas in the Archon grid, and then you will walk across all your coworkers, living with them, and the sun will quote-unquote hate on you and stare on you with malice. Most likely because you took up a job where you kill people for minimal amounts of money. Woohoo. For the second ending, which is pretty simple, you must go back to Pharmacokinetics, get the death upgrade from the pharmacy, then going back to Cruelty Squad HQ on Hope Eradicated difficulty, and killing the Cruelty Squad CEO, taking his position, attaining the CEO mindset, and realizing how empty success feels. Once gaining higher understanding through beating all the side levels, you will reach the Cradle of Life, meeting the first Trigon, reflecting on your past and coming to a large understanding on your situation, realizing you've wasted the majority of your life in the pursuit of riches and power, becoming a god and gaining true power, using it for good, terminating the world and creating one anew, bringing a golden age.